7th of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Stay well.
Okay, have a good day, everyone.
You too.
All the best, Mayor.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
See you, Maven. Bye for now.
Hey, welcome back. Hi, Alan.
I'm here.
Good.
Hello, Rabbi Levitt. Hello, Alan again.
Again.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Okay.
So we're in Bava comma, page 114A, 2.
118. B.
I heard that before.
118. B. And
B.
we're towards the bottom. So it should be I guess, I don't know what, the fourth page, something like that.
Alan,
Yeah,
118,
right.
118, B,
B,
4.
before, okay.
Okay.
Master analyzes the Brisa. More answers.
One of those, something's there. We'll find out in a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that we completed this section over here. We're up to Rabbi Yehuda Oimer. Right, I think we got it straight. Yeah, we did. Right.
That's
We're up to Rabbi Yehuda Omer. Bayosos lokhin mehen, vidbarios ein lokhin mehen.
what's that?
This is this action. That's the caption. It doesn't say it might not say Rabbi Yehuda, it might just say Reish Yud. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 lines from the bottom.
Rabbi Yehuda Isha K. Is that it?
Rabbi Yehuda Omer.
Oh, Rabbi Yehuda Omer.
Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, Iboy Lahu, yeah. The question was asked in the base medrash, Rabbi Yehuda, Aresha Koi, Ulachumra, O Dilma Sefa Koi, Ulakula. Okay. So yeah, the Gemora is asking how do we where was Rabbi Yehuda directing his comment in the Brisa? Was he directing his comment in the Resha, or was he directing his comment on the Sefer?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. So it's Reb Yehuda Irisha K. Chumara. Do you know where it is, Alan?
Well, 119A.
Oh.
118.
119 B4.
118B4, okay.
You got that?
Yep.
Now on the right-hand column, where it says the Gemara continues to
Continues to
analyze.
analyze.
You got that?
Yeah, the Gemara continues to analyze the Brisa.
That's right. Now go down to the next indentation where the Gemara seeks the
The
meaning
meaning. Got
statement.
that. Okay.
So right. So I'm reading there. What do you want to read? I don't mind.
Okay. The Gemara seeks the meaning of this statement. Lahu, they inquired. Rabbi Yehuda Aresha, Ko'e Ula Kumara. Is Rabbi Yehuda addressing the Bryce's first ruling and being stringent? Dilmore, say for Ko'e Ula Kola. Or perhaps he is addressing the Bryce's latter ruling and being lenient?
Actually, we should sort of say what we're talking about here. That's when Rabbi Yehuda says, domestic sheep, one may buy them, but range sheep, one may not buy them. That's what we're talking
Buy
about.
for them, right?
Mm.
Okay, that's what Rebbe Yehuda said. But now the Gemara is asking this, that Rebbe Yehuda said that.
Did that, right?
Is his comment directed on what the Brisa says in the Resha, or is it what the Brisa said in the Seifa? So should really have to take a look at the Brisa all over again and see what it is, the Resha, and what's the Seifa, and see what the Gemara is talking about.
Mhm.
Oh, but buying the sheep. So 118b4, and was the Brisa? One may buy from them 4 or 5 sheep at once, or 4 or 5 pieces at once. Is that what we want?
Yeah, it's just above that. The Bryce sums up to see the top there.
Right at the top, okay. The Brisa sums up, Golalu, Shell.
Oh, easy. Low
Is that it?
easy. Low Telushin. Shall sem avalok in mehen, the furin, if nation hen shalahen. Look in the Chalav.
Go on, Alan.
What? Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. Kolalu, Shell, Devar, the general rule for the matter is Kol Shehor Ro'eh Mocher U'Al Habayit Miragish Bo. The shepherd, the owner, will sense to be missing Lokachi Mehen. One may buy
Okay.
one may buy from them Ein Maragish Bo, but something that the owner will not sense to be missing. Ein Lokachi Mehen. One may not buy from them.
Right.
So the Gemara analyzes next the Barisa.
No, don't read that, because we're
No.
just reminding ourselves about.
Okay.
So we go back to where you were reading before, on the right-hand column.
Okay, so the Gemara, rather the Rashi tells us what the Gemara means when it says the Resha and the Sefer. The Rashi says it's the bottom line of Rashi, very bottom line in the Rashi.
Mm-hmm.
The last half of the line, Rashi tells us a Resha Koi is Rebbe Yehuda comment directed on the Resha. And what is the Resha, says Rashi? The Resha is the case of Arba B'Chamesh Deshari Tanakama. What the Gemara means when it says the Resha is that the Tanakama said that you could buy 4 or 5 from the shepherd.
Right.
And that actually itself needed an explanation. And the Gemara said 2 different explanations according to Rav Chizda, what that was talking about. And Rav Chizda, one first explanation was that Rav Chizda said you could buy 4 out of a flock, out of a herd of 5.
Right.
Buy 4 of them. Or the other shot that was that you could buy 4 from a small herd, and you could buy 5 from a large herd.
Okay. Got that.
So that was the Reisha. And on that, this is what perhaps this is one possibility the Gemara has, what Rabbi Yehuda's comment was directed on. And again, to remind ourselves of what it was that Rabbi Yehuda himself said, he said bisos, domesticated animals that hang around the house, lokchin mehen, you could acquire from the shepherd, midbarios, but animals which don't hang around the house, they're found out in the fields or in the midbar, then you may not buy from them. You may not buy that from them. So, when Rabbi Yehuda said that, is he talking about this when it says in the Reisha about the 4 out of the 5, or the 4 from a small herd and the 5 from a big herd, or was his comment directed to the case of the Sefer? Rashi says, what was the case of the Sefer? The Sefer was, says Rashi, state son sabar tanakama. The two sheep or goats that the Tanakama was talking about. What did the Tanakama have to say about the two sheep? He said that you may not buy. About lo shtei son v'lo shtei gizim. That's what Rashi is explaining us the Gemora means when it says the Sefer. So the Sefer is talking about what you cannot do. You can't buy 2. And the Reish is talking about what you can do. That you can buy 4 out of 5, or 4 from a small and 5 from a big flock herd. And on that, Rabbi Yehuda is coming after that in the Brisa, and he's saying animals that are bayosos, that they hang around the ranch and the house, domesticated ones, then you could buy, but not the midbarios. Okay. So if you got all that, so you're doing pretty good, I would say. So that's the Gemara's question. So let's read the Gemara's question again. Iboy lahu. They asked the following question in the base medrash. Rebbe Yehuda, Aresha koi ulachumra? Is he talking about the Reisha? And the Reisha is saying that you could, yes, buy the 4 out of the 5. And Rebbe Yehuda is coming to take down the permission a bit. He's saying, oh, only bayosos, but not midbarios. And so therefore he would be coming to say a stringency on the Reisha, which says what you could do. Oh, Dilma, says the Gemara, maybe he was talking about the Sefer. Ulakula. If Rabbi Yehuda was talking about the Sefer, how would that be regarded as a kula?
Kula means what?
Kula means a leniency. The Sefer said that what you may not buy, you may not buy 2. Oh, so then we'll interpret Rabbi Yehuda as saying a kula, because in this that the Brisa said you may not buy 2. Rabbi Yehuda said, but bayosos you could buy, just not midbarios you may not buy. So just to read the Bryce itself, we would have said you can't buy two at all, no matter what type they are. Rabbi Yehuda comes to say, oh, this that you may not buy, that's talking about the non-domesticated ones, but the domesticated ones, even though they're two, you could buy. So that would be coming out a kula, a leniency on the din of the sefer.
Right.
So that's what we want to know. Is Rabbi Yehuda coming to say to make the permission that's given in the Reisha less permission, or is he coming to talk about the sefer that's saying what you cannot do and saying only in this case you can't do that, but the other case you could do it?
Mm.
Okay. And now the reason why the Gemora is asking that is if you take a look back on the Brisa, this Tana Rabbanan, if you take a look at the structure of the Brisa, you'll see that after the Reisha and after the Seifa, then comes the words of Rabbi Yehuda. So directly after the Seifa comes the words of Rabbi Yehuda. So the Gemara wants to know, is the words of Rabbi Yehuda directed on the Seifa, which are the words that are immediately before his statement, or are they going all the way back on the Reisha? They're bypassing the Seifa and they're going all the way on the Reisha.
Mm.
What is the words that Rabbi Yehuda said in the Brisa? What are they going on? Okay, very good.
You can't do it through grammar.
What?
You can't do it through analyzing the grammar.
I don't think so. How would you do that?
I have no idea. Oh.
Right? In other words, you got three basic parts in the Brisa. The first part is the Reisha that says something.
Yeah.
The second part is the Seifa, it says something. And then you have Rabbi Yehuda coming along and saying something.
Right.
So
Okay.
the Gemara's question is the statement of Rabbi Yehuda directed at what it says immediately above the words of Rabbi Yehuda himself, or is he going back all the way to the beginning of the Brisa and he's directing his comment about the first part of the Brisa? Again, the Reish is talking about what you can do. The Reish is saying you could yes buy 4 out of 5. You could yes buy 4 of a small herd and 5 of a large herd. It's talking about what you can yes do.
Mhm.
And the Seifa is talking about what you cannot do. Oh, but you can't buy 2. That you can't do. So Rabbi Yehuda is not talking about and what is Rabbi Yehuda saying? Rabbi Yehuda says you could buy domesticated, but you cannot buy wild animals that are owned by the what's his name is trying to sell you. So this that Rabbi Yehuda is saying, what he's saying is he talking about the 4 and the 5 that you can yes buy, and saying these you could buy of the 4 and the 5, and not the ones that are not domesticated. Or is he talking about what you cannot buy? And he's saying in the Seifa, his words are directed at the Seifa. And then it comes out that he's saying that the Seifa said that you cannot buy 2. That's only talking about the midbarios that you can't buy 2. But if you got by osos, domesticated ones, you could buy 2.
Mhm. You can shut the door.
It must be harder to find those in the field, right, than the ones in the barn or whatever they call. You cannot buy from the field because I guess they're wild and they're running around.
Oh, so what yeah, why was it altogether that what was the explanation of Rabbi Yehuda? We said Bayosas lo kin mehen. Rashi said Sharei balabais yodea minyanam. No, in other words, the point is like this. It's not a question. We're assuming let's say like this: the domesticated animals. If the shepherd is selling you domesticated animals, so Rabbi Yehuda says you could buy them. Why could you buy them? Oh, now I'm trying to get this thing off my screen. Oh, there we go. Very good. All of a sudden, this big thing popped on the screen and blocked everybody's picture. I couldn't see anything. Okay. So Rashi says, as far as the bayosos go, Rabbi Yehuda says you could buy them from the shepherd. Why? Because it's based upon the fact, says Rashi, Sharei Balabayas Yodea Minyanam. The Balabayas, the owner, he knows how many domesticated animals that he has because they're close by to him. He sees how many there are. He's he goes out and looks around and he sees the domesticated animals that are hanging around his ranch, his house, whatever it is over there. So he knows how many there are. So that's why if he knows what's going on, how many there are. So if we're gonna say that the shepherd is gonna sell some of them, so the balabais is gonna know that there's two that is missing, or and he's gonna confront the guy, and so the shepherd's not he's not gonna want to buy. He's not gonna want to sell such an animal like that because the balabais is gonna realize that he's playing hanky panky over here with his animals.
Right.
But in regard to the midbarios, the owner, the balabais, there's no Rashi on the midbarios, but we understand on our own that if that's what Rashi said about the bayosos, and that's the reason why you may buy the bayosos, we understand that when it comes to the midbarios, that Rabbi Yehuda says you're not allowed to buy them from the shepherd is because the balabais does not know how many of those animals that he has. We're not right. He has the balabais has animals that are midbarios that they when we say that we don't mean to say that they're wild animals that are hefker. We mean to say that they're animals that are owned by the balabais, but they don't hang around they don't hang around his ranch, where he sees them. They go out into the field, into the pasture, into here, into there, whatever it is that they go, and he doesn't see them, so he doesn't know how many he's got, and therefore he's not going to be able to know that a few have been sold without his permission, and the money for the sale have been pocketed by this shepherd over here. So he's not going to know that. So in that case, we're saying don't buy those animals from the shepherd because we don't trust this shepherd, and the only time that we trust him is if the balabais can keep tabs and know what's doing with his animals, and he doesn't know what's doing with his midbarios. So that's the reasoning behind Rabbi Yehuda. But now what the Gemora wants to know is this what Rabbi Yehuda said? Is that directed at the 4 or 5 that you could buy, or is it directed at the two that you cannot buy? I think we got it now, and we can go to the next part of the Gemora. So now the Gemora is going to speak out the two sides of the question.
Mhm.
So we're starting now in the Gemara where it says Aresha Koi.
That's Alan.
Yeah,
That's where it says the Gemara explains. That's after you finished reading.
on the right-hand side, right.
Yeah. So will I read now? Or?
Yeah,
All
Roy is called upon to read.
right. Aresha Koi. Or Chomara. So see, it's Rabbi Yehuda addressing the first ruling, in the Resha, and being stringent. Or
Right.
Rama Lokachan Mehen Ba'ar Chamashi. So, for the Tamakama said in the first ruling, one may buy from them 4 or 5 sheep.
Right.
So is he being strict about this and saying Hane Mele Biya Sauce? And to this Rabbi Yehuda countered, this pertains only to 2 domestic sheep.
No, Hanimili Bayasos. This that the Resha says Lokhin Mehen Arba v'Chamisha Tzon. This you could buy 4 and 5. Hanimili, that those words apply. Bayosos. That's referring to domesticated animals, 4 and from 5 that you could buy. About midbarios, but non-domestic animals that he doesn't know about. Afilu arba b'chamisha lo. Even 4 and 5 that it says in the Resha that you could buy is not talking about midbarios. Right?
So to this Rabbi Yehuda counted, this pertains only to domestic sheep. But with respect to midbarious sheep, even 4 or 5 you may not buy. That's a question.
No, this is what the Gemora is doing here now is the Gemora is speaking out and explaining what's the basis for the we're speaking out the question. The Gemora has the Gemora said, is he going on 4? Is he going on the Reish? Going on the Sefer? So now the Gemara is explaining what does it mean that he's going on the Reisha? It means that this that it said in the Reisha, blah blah blah, comes along Rabbi Yehuda that you can do that. Rabbi Yehuda says, oh, that's only with the Bayosos, but not with the Midbarios.
Mm-hmm.
We're just fleshing out more what the question really entails.
Okay, so all right, so it goes on then and says, but with respect to range sheep, that's the midbarios, I suppose, even 4 or 5 one may not buy. Or,
right. That's the first side of the suffix that they asked. Is Rabbi Yehuda's comment, is it directed on the Reisha? And that was what it meant. And now we're gonna explain what it entails that his comment is directed on the Sefer. Odilma
Asabo Asafon Koi, Ula Kuglo. Or perhaps he's addressing the latter ruling, being lenient. Dama Aval Lo Shate Son Velo Shate Gizin. For the Tanakama said in the latter ruling that one may not buy 2 sheep nor 2 fleeces.
Right.
Hone Mile
Honey,
Rios, and to this Reb Yehuda and only to range Aval Bayasos Shatim Nami Lokochin, but with respect to domestic sheep, one may buy even 2.
Right.
And then the Gemara responds, Ta Shema. I'll read that.
Yes.
Come learn the resolution. The Tanya, for it was taught in a brisa, Rabbi Yehuda Omer, Lokachin Kayosos Mahon. One may buy domestic sheep from them, V'ain Lokachin Machin Midbar Rios, that one may not buy from them range sheep. Uvachol Makom Lekochin Mahain Arba'a V'chamisha Son. And in all places, one may buy from them 4 or 5 sheep.
Right. So what does that mean in all places?
Whether it's in a bar or whether it's domestic.
Right.
Domestic or whether they're ranges, call them midbarios.
Right. So what is that? What and so these are the words of Rabbi Huda in a brisa. We see clearly, according to this brisa, that Rabbi Huda says that when it comes to 4 out of 5, you can buy them wherever, whatever type of animal it is. If it's whether it's a midbarios animal, whether it's a biosos animal, you could as long as it's 4 or 5, that number you could always buy that number. So according to that, Rabbi Yehuda's comments cannot be going on the Reisha. We see clearly that Rabbi Yehuda's comment could not be going on the Reisha, based upon what it says in this brisa. Because here, this brisa says that Rabbi Yehuda holds that you can always buy 4 from 5, even whether it's biosos, whether it's even midbarios, you could buy. Because presumably the line of thinking is that true, he doesn't know so much about what's doing with his midbarios animals, at least not as much as he knows about the animals that are domesticated around the ranch, the house, but he does know something. So he's going to know that if he's going to know 4 or 5 are missing, that much he's going to know. And therefore, since he's going to know that, he's going to confront the guy if he tries to pull a fast one and buy and sell that number of animals, even midbarios. So therefore, that's why, according to Rabbi Yehuda, you would be allowed to buy 4 or 5 of midbarios. So if so, that's what we see from the brisa. So therefore, this that Rabbi Yehuda says midbarios, but not biosos, but not midbarios, he could not be talking about the case of the Reisha, because that's what the Reisha is saying, that you could buy 4 from 5. So we eliminated the first side of the question, based upon what it says in this brisa here. And that's not what the Gemora concludes. Let's read further. Mida Amar.
Um,
Oh, now we're on Kuf Yud Tes Amid Aleph.
yes.
A round of applause for Kuf Yud Ches Amid Beis. Hooray! Wow. Amazing.
All right. Midama, Bechol, Makom.
Yeah.
Now, since Rabbi Yehuda said we may buy 4 or 5 sheep from them in all places,
Right.
Shema, Meno, Offer Koi, or the Kula. Learn from this that when he differentiates between domestic sheep and range sheep, he is addressing the latter ruling. The
Sefer.
Sefer, which prohibits buying only 2 sheep, and he is being lenient. So
Right.
it concludes, Shema Mina indeed learned from this.
Very good. So the Gemara is concluding from this, what we see, what it says in this brisa, we can answer the question that was posed. It cannot be that Rabbi Yehuda was saying his comment on the Reisha, because we see from this brisa very clearly that he says, if you're going to buy that number of animals, 4 out of 5, so then any animal that you want to buy from the shepherd, you could buy, whether it's midbarios, whether it's bayosos, Mikom Makom, that's what the brisa said. So then the Rabbi Yehuda's statement in the first brisa that we're asking about cannot be going on the Reisha. So therefore, by process of elimination, we're able to conclude that must be that Rabbi Yehuda's statement that you could buy bayosos but not midbarios, that must be referring to the Sefer. The Sefer said, you may not buy 2. And now Rabbi Yehuda is coming right after that statement and saying, bayosos you could buy. Midbarios you may not buy. So what that means is that Rabbi Yehuda is coming lakula. In other words, because the Tana Kama of the Brisa, he did not make any distinction between what type of animal it is that you may not buy, since you're only buying 2. We're worried that the shepherd he's going to be able to get away with this one, because the Balabais is not going to realize just 2 animals that are missing, and maybe if he so therefore the Tanna Kama says you may not allowed to buy 2 animals from the shepherd.
Mm-hmm.
But Rabbi Yehuda is coming along and saying, bayosos you could, just not midbarios. So he's coming to be lenient in comparison to the Tanna Kama, who didn't make any distinction in his blanket lack of permission to buy 2. And the Gemora accepts that as a proof that and an answer to the question. Shema Mina.
Mhm. Actually, we've got time. We should leave that for tomorrow.
Okay,
Thank you.
very good.
Okay.
Tomorrow is Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you. Thanks very much. Perhaps go over it again on Thursday
Okay.
because the others won't be too.
Have a good week.
Okay. We're gonna be here tomorrow, Alan.
Okay.
Today's Wednesday. Tomorrow, Thursday, we'll be here. Bezus Hashem, we'll be here.
Okay.
Alan,
Starting at
the bookmark you.
starting at what time?
10:30, 10:30, 10:45.
10:45. Okay. Got it.
Okay, Yashikoyach. Everybody have a great day. Alan and Roy.
Thank you. Bye for now. You too. Be well.
Amen. Ken Yaseh Hashem. Bye, Alan.